All right, let's dive into something pretty fascinating today. We're going to talk about the surprising link between dark chocolate and your ability to focus. Could a simple, delicious treat actually be a secret weapon for mental clarity? Let's find out.
You know that feeling, right? You're sitting there, completely overwhelmed, the to-do list is a mile long, and your brain just feels fuzzy, like it's running on empty. You're just desperate for something, anything, to give you a boost and get that sharp edge back. We've all been there.
So, here's the game plan for this explainer. We'll kick things off with that universal struggle for focus, then introduce dark chocolate as this, well, delicious ally. After that, we'll break down the actual science, see what the lab evidence says, and wrap it all up with a practical toolkit you can actually use.
Okay, so let's set the scene. A scene I'm sure is all too familiar for most of us. The modern brain just trying to keep its head above water in a sea of endless demands. This is the exact moment we're talking about. You're staring at your screen, the mental fog just rolls in, and productivity basically grinds to a halt. You're just wishing there was a little switch you could flip to get back in the zone. Honestly, it's a daily battle for so many people. But what if a potential ally in this fight was kind of hiding in plain sight? Let's bring in the surprising hero of our story, dark chocolate. Now hold on, we are not talking about any old candy bar from the checkout line. When we say dark chocolate, we mean the good stuff. We're talking at least 70% cocoa. Why? Because that high cocoa content is what makes it a powerhouse of these amazing plant compounds, especially the ones we really care about, Flavanols. So how on earth can a piece of chocolate actually impact your brain? Let's get into the really cool science behind every single bite. The real key to this whole thing comes down to one word: Flavanols. These things are basically antioxidant superstars that you find in high-quality cocoa, and more research is linking them directly to better cognitive functions, like the very focus and memory we're all trying to boost. And this breaks it down perfectly. It's basically a simple chain reaction. So, you eat some dark chocolate. Those flavanols get to work helping to improve blood flow. That means your brain gets more of what it needs to thrive: oxygen and nutrients. And the end result? A potential boost in your focus and overall performance. Pretty cool, right? Okay, but let's manage our expectations here for a second. Dark chocolate does have a little bit of caffeine and another natural stimulant called theobromine, but it's not going to hit you like a double espresso. Think of it more like a gentle nudge in the right direction, not a massive shove that sends you bouncing off the walls. All right, that's the theory. But what happens when scientists actually put this stuff to the test in the lab? Let's check out the hard evidence.
You know, researchers aren't just winging it here. They're using some serious tools like fMRI scans to literally watch the brain in action, and they're running these tough performance tests that measure things like attention span and problem solving to see what the real impact of these flavanols is.
And this quote from one of those studies is just awesome. It's not about forcing your brain to work harder, it's about helping it work smarter. The research found that after having flavanol-rich cocoa, the brain could hit the same level of performance but with way more efficiency. It literally works with less effort. This chart shows that exact point so clearly. On the left, you see the high amount of energy your brain has to burn for a tough mental task. But look to the right, after the flavanols, that effort level drops. Your brain is just getting the job done more easily. And the good news doesn't stop there. Other studies found that people who ate high flavanol chocolate were able to stay focused during long, draining tasks. They actually reported feeling less mentally tired, and they even showed improvements in key brain functions like planning and attention. So the science is pretty compelling, right? Now, let's switch gears and turn all this into something you can actually use. How do you make this work for you in your daily life? Okay, here it is. If you remember one single thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this number, 70%. To get that high dose of beneficial flavanols, you absolutely have to be looking for chocolate with at least 70% cocoa content. Anything less just won't cut it. So here are a few quick and easy tips. First, stick to that 70% or higher rule, always. Second, a little goes a long way. You don't need the whole bar, just a small square is plenty. Try timing it before a big meeting or a study session. And of course, remember, this is just one piece of a bigger, balanced, brain-healthy lifestyle. And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? Dark chocolate is not some magic pill that's gonna instantly solve all your problems. The best way to think about it is as one more useful tool you can add to your cognitive toolkit, right alongside getting good sleep, eating well, and moving your body.
It's a pretty powerful thought to end on, right? While it's no replacement for a healthy lifestyle, the science really does suggest that one small, smart, and let's be honest, delicious choice could give your brain that little efficiency boost it needs right when you need it the most. Thanks for tuning in.